Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Labor Day, September 1st, the beginning of a new month, new opportunities, so many wonderful things. Not sure how many people we'll have today because being Labor Day, I'm not sure if everybody's on vacation or what's going on, but we're here and we're getting things started. So let's see here. We've got that set up here. All right. And we've got this on over here. It's looking like it's coming together. All right. Let's see if we can get the guys on here. All right. Let's see here. It looks like that's working. All right. Cool. Looks like we're live. All right. And look, there's Alex. All right. It looks like things are coming together here.
Good morning.
Good morning, Alex. How are you, sir?
I'm good, buddy.
Good. Boy, some exciting stuff happening, huh?
To say the least.
Exactly. Well, good morning, Dave. Oh, it looks like he's still trying to connect. Well, there's Lisa over on YouTube. Good morning, Lisa. Let's see. I hope we're going to have James today.
I don't see him yet, but I'm sure he's on his way.
Oh, I'm sure. Looks like Dave's having a little trouble connecting. Are you out in the field, Dave? No.
I'm on my way up to my cabin, so I may lose you.
Okay, well.
Take your time.
Take your time, exactly. I hope we're going to have James. All right, well, let's see who we have here this morning so far. We have Vicky Veronique is here. Good morning, Vicky. Joy is here. King's Girl 1974, Chris Romano, Marianne Thompson, Lee. Oh, my goodness. Laura McCrary is here. Good morning, Laura. PJ Party Peggy is here. Good morning. And as I said, we have Lisa as well, not only on YouTube, but I think she's on TikTok too. April Burgess is here over on X. Good morning, April. Glad you could make it. And happy Labor Day to you as well. Hey, Secret Squirrel just showed up. Hey, Secret, haven't seen you in a while. Glad you could make it. Christy B from Hayesville, Kansas is here. Good morning, Christy. There's Dave. Well, I think that's part of Dave. I think you're frozen.
That is me.
Are you frozen, or is that?
No, I got a green screen up because I'm traveling.
Oh, got you. Okay, cool.
He's mega thumbs today.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, let's see. I think. There we go. I think I got James there.
He should be here.
Yep, there he comes. All right. Well, the whole gang is here. We're getting started. It's a good day. Oh, let me adjust my camera here. Hold on a second. Every time we bring up extra boxes, my camera goes wonky on me. What's that, Dave? Yes, Lisa Maria is here on TikTok as well. You're breaking up, Dave. Good morning, James.
I heard something about pulled pork. He'll come back when his connection's good.
Yeah, exactly. Good morning, James. How are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm doing well. Thank you.
What does that say? Gulf of America? Nice. Beautiful. Lions, not sheep. Love it. Excellent.
Ooh, who said that?
So there has been somebody posted in the chat on TikTok that we're going to address. Somebody said something about President Trump not being alive. Well, what they were trying to do was make a big mountain out of a molehill because President Trump didn't have anything on his schedule over the weekend. And I can't tell you how many messages and texts and what have you from people saying, oh my gosh, is Trump okay? Yes, Trump is okay. He actually took pictures of him and his granddaughter getting out on the golf course. But, you give the left any opportunity to do something crazy, and that's exactly what happens. So He's fine, as far as I know. Wendy is here. Good morning, Wendy. John Gwynn, the legend, is here. Happy Labor Day to you too, John. Glad you could make it. Sassy Minnesota girl just showed up. Good morning, Sassy. All right, so let's see here. Oh, hey, Benji 1959. Ben is here. Good morning, Ben. All right, let's see. Alex, why don't you go ahead and hit us with the indices and what little there may be today? Although I did notice that silver is on the rise again.
There's a little more than everything going on. And if anybody's ever curious about what's going on with Trump, you can check his Truth Social. The dude's constantly putting things out. Anyway, let's see. We're going to start out with the indices. S&P 500 down 41 points to 6,460. The Dow 30 is down 92 points to 45,544. The NASDAQ is down 249 points to 21,455.
Alex, are they open today? I thought it would be closed on Labor Day.
Well, it's where it's been since we shut down. Yes, they still fluctuate even if it's not open. You got pre-market, closed market, whatever. Anyway, gold, however, drum roll, $3,544 an ounce.
Wow.
What? So that's exciting news. Silver is up 97 cents. Broke the $40 mark, went right on past that to $40.93.
Wow.
Wow is right. However, crypto market not faring so well. Bitcoin down to 108,668. Ethereum down to 4,353. XRP get some stakes. James down to $2.76.
Uh-oh, James starting with the animation over there.
XLM down 35 cents. Everything's kind of down, but I'll say this. Buy the dip. Not financial advice, just personal opinion. Get it on the TikTok shop. I bought the dip on gold. I'm not sad about that. Anyway, today's Delta. I can't share what the pictures are. It just says past drops important to frame context. These people need to all be eliminated. Those who know cannot sleep.
Future proves past. Exactly.
Spicy September. The other one was, it must be hard to communicate. Every moment together is a moment you should not waste. Former presidents are still able to arrange skiffs? ? Does the American taxpayer foot the bill for 12 hotel rooms in close proximity of a skiff? Something details ordered, max perimeter. Nice color choice. It's a shame the windows had to be blocked out to eliminate that view.
Interesting. As always, somewhat cryptic. All right, here. Let's see. We have Magic over on YouTube. We've got a lot of trolls on YouTube today as well. Exactly.
Over there. I don't know.
Dana Mackey is here. Good morning, Dana. Let's see. Rick Sr. is here. Good morning, Rick. All right, Cody. Hey, Cody. Cody said, I've almost doubled my money on gold and silver. Good for you. Excellent. Love to hear it. Mary Lise Brown is here. Good morning, Mary Lise. Jess the Mess from Tex is here. Where have you been hiding, girl? Glad you could make it. All right, Dave, are you going to do a report today or no?
Yeah, you guys can hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome. Yeah, the commodity markets are shut down for the day. Up overall over the last week. It's a positive thing. The USDA is including a new focus on strengthening the rural veterinarian workforce. A majority investment of $152 million for rural development projects just in Iowa. The announcement of the National Farm Security Action Plan is to protect farmland and supply chains from foreign adversaries. The release of the strategy for food loss and waste in the partnership with the EPA and the FDA, but otherwise pretty quiet.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me being Labor Day and all. Well, thank you,
Yep.
Dave. Let's see here. Oh, NC Patriots here. Hey, NC. Glad you can make it, Deb. M just showed up. Hey, Deb. All right, let's see. James, let's see if we can get you up on the camera here. What do we got for a military report this morning?
Oh no. Well, yeah. Hey, thanks for everybody, all 75 of you that are here right now. I barely got out of bed. It's been one of those weekends I was trying to celebrate, and then Sam at the last minute says, "Yep, we're gonna do a live tomorrow." That led to some one. What was it, Alex, that you said? One word messages.
Exactly. Just so everybody knows, I was playing around with the guys yesterday and the gals on our private chat, and I was sending messages but one word at a time. And Lee Daniel got all miffed about it. She was like, "Why is my phone blowing up?" And I said, "Oh, we're just having some fun." All right, James. So what do you got?
Roger that. Okay, so last week, towards the end of the week, President Trump signed an executive order that in part calls for the defense secretary to ensure the availability of a standing National Guard quick reaction force that shall be resourced, trained, and available for rapid nationwide deployment. And if you want to dig into that, you'll find out a lot more. I could go on and on and on about this for hours about why and how we're doing this as a military. And Title 32, there's just so much that we're involved in, and President Trump has navigated his way to be able to use military power for our protections. In C News, I talked about this here, I believe it was the beginning of last week or the end of the week before. The U.S. Southern Command Joint Interagency Task Force South has the final numbers on the big drug bust that took them 2 months out at sea to harness. They captured $2.2 billion in illegal narcotics, and it was coming from the Coast Cutter Hamilton. It offloaded 76,140 pounds of illicit drugs into the port of Everglades, Florida. It happened to be, and this is going to hurt the cartel bad, I'm sure, 61,740 pounds of cocaine.
Wow.
That's a lot. That's a lot of blow.
Wow.
And 14,400 pounds of marijuana.
Wow. Wow. That'll choke a horse.
Literally.
Exactly. Wonderful. Thank you, James. All right. Let's see here. Hey, Donna Fox just made it. Hey, Donna. Glad you could make it. Deb is here from Central Massachusetts. Hey, Deb. In reference to your weekend, James, Lisa said, probably too many beers, James. What do you think?
Oh, well, it's not been that bad, but Vicky Veronic Bakken asked you how was the corn, Sam.
Oh, so everybody, I've got to give everybody an update. So James, out of the goodness of his heart, overnighted, which the bill on that overnight shipping could have choked a horse itself. But he not only sent me 12 ears of the most beautiful, tasty, sweet corn that I've ever had in my life, but he sent me 2 huge ribeye steaks. And I'll tell you, James, that is probably the best meat I've ever eaten. I don't know where you got it from, but my gosh, it was like cutting butter. And
it was Minnesota steak and corn.
Oh, it was. Okay. God, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I can't say thank you enough. And Alex, you going to pull up some pictures of it? Oh, I don't know if he can or not. I got to drop that on him in the last second here. But boy, I'll tell you, what a treat, an absolute treat it was. In the first batch of corn I boiled, right? And then salt and pepper and what have you. The second one I think it was Alex's suggestion of wrapping the corn in bacon and then grilling it. And okay, let's just say that I don't have a future as a chef, number one. But when I put it on the grill, nobody said, well, have a water bottle ready. Next thing you know, it was like 5-alarm fire here in Los Angeles. It was off the charts, but what, Alex?
Because we had one word text flowing through the chain all day. Ding, 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 ding. I can't find the pictures, but it was, I got to tell you, folks, it was fantastic.
Yeah, no question. Absolutely no question. And I learned a lot about how to cook corn, I'll tell you that. And I'm looking forward to the next batch, James. Incredible.
You know, Sam, for the freight bills that I had to pay for that, I could have bought you 30 dozen from Walmart in California and had it delivered by a freaking drone.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Allie Mae's here. Hey, Allie Mae. And Iowa Princess Amy's here. Hey, Amy, glad you could make it. Diva 53, Cindy Hayden 59. Everybody's trickling in. It's Labor Day. I think everybody has the same opinion that James does. It's been a weekend already. Exactly. All right. Well, let's move into some stories here. So, as we all have heard, President Trump revoked Kamala's Secret Service protection effective today. Now, here in California, people are just, and it's not the majority of people, but some of the people here are just saying the most idiotic things about President Trump removing her protection because he doesn't want competition in the future. Well, first of all, I don't know of any time other than a former president that would have continued Secret Service protection. So you have all these people here in California with their panties in a bunch over what's going on with Kamala. James, what do you make of it?
Well, she should have got a haircut. Anyway, no, it's typical for the Secret Service to give protection to a vice president 6 months after they're out of office. And for some reason, the Biden administration granted her an additional year. I don't know why they gave her any protection from the beginning, because she was never vice president of the United States, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
47 ended her 24/7 Secret Service protection as she's embarking on her book tour, 107 days, and it's to be released on September 23rd. We all know that she's a poor manager of money. She wasted millions and millions of dollars and, had to hire a bunch of different people just to be at anywhere she was going, whether it had been a busload or two of people. But how you spend the kind of money she spent and didn't go very many places and probably was booed off a lot of stages, if that's what you want to call it. I'm happy to see it end. And the left said, "Oh, you should protect her. You should protect her." Well, we're past the 6 months of the administration that was supposed to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, hey, Dave just put up a picture of the steak and the corn that I made the first night. That's a perfect representation. And believe me, there was nothing left on that plate except for the 2 corns of cob, completely eaten. Incredible.
Corns of cob. That's an interesting way to put it, Sam.
Yeah, exactly.
Corns of cob. I like it.
I'm mixing things up today, James. John Sellers over on YouTube said, trying to figure out who these guys are. Are you for Trump or against Trump? Well, keep listening, John. But yes, we are absolutely in favor of President Trump. All right, Alex, any comment on Kamala Harris?
Microphone. Can't hear you, Alex.
I said we're for President Trump most of the time. And with regards to taking Secret Service away from the wannabe on her knees Kamala.
Exactly. Wow. Dave, any comment?
He's got a comment.
Dave, are you there?
He's muted. He doesn't know it. What's going on with TikTok?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Any comment on Kamala Harris?
Loud and clear. I just got bad service. Give me a good riddance.
Good. Exactly. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. Sherry T. Gravitas Q is here. Hey, Sherry. Oh my goodness. Hey, boy, we do have the trolls going on all the platforms today. Good. Helps our algorithm. Keep them going. Well, it looks like John Sellers over on YouTube was not a fan of President Trump. He said he's gone. Well, you're welcome back anytime, John. All right. Let's see. So the Department of Homeland Security is scrapping thousands of federal emergency management agency contracts after billions of dollars in waste and fraud were found. Now, Doge, combined with what Doge is doing, with what FEMA is getting exposed for, what do you make of it, Alex?
I mean, what did we mandate as an American public for him to come in and do? Clean house. It's just another example.
Yep.
Find the receipts, Find the money. Where's it going? Who's getting it? Why are they getting it? Should they be getting it?
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. I mean, common sense in government. Who thought that it would be a big deal?
100%. I agree. Hey, Tammy C54 is here. And there's Mama Bear. Hey, Mama Bear. All right. Dave, any comment on FEMA? Oh, Dave's in and out today. How about you, James?
Yeah, there's three locations that come to mind. One of them would be North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, Lahaina or Hawaii, and California. For the people that don't really know about how many passed in North Carolina and Eastern Tennessee with that storm, that hurricane that supposedly went through there and washed out thousands. For FEMA or Kamala Harris, since she was in charge of that, since she's on the target list for me today, for somebody that says, we're going to send you $700, that's not acceptable. When you know damn good, everybody knows damn good and well that there's millions and millions available, and for them to misappropriate it, but they can send oil trucks and prospect vehicles from just about every oil company and gas company in the country over there, but they can't help the people. They use that to exploit natural products coming, or natural gases and oils coming out of that region for somebody's benefit. Halliburton, who knows? Who knows who it was?
Yeah.
But to neglect the people of this country, I'm happy to see FEMA contracts canceled because I never believed in them anyway. The U.S. military, those are the people that answer to the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at that. Nice bat and ball. Thanks, Ben. You know, and it's funny, too, because you have FEMA with misappropriated funds, and people don't realize that FEMA, up until the very recent past, had some very nefarious plans for some of the FEMA camps that they had built. Now, that's all been reversed, in my opinion, but FEMA wasn't what people thought it was supposed to be. And I think that's getting exposed, and this is a perfect example of that. Alex, any comment?
I, for one, am all for it.
Yeah.
I don't have much to add. The trolls are starting to get under my skin today. Like, don't
Sam, if you'd like to know about some of the waste, I was directly involved in that with my trucking company. FEMA hired me to haul my entire company and all my trucks and reefers to haul ice to various hurricanes, Rita, Katrina, David, just those to name a few. The last 2 loads of ice was me and one of my other trucks. We ended up down in Alabama, and they ordered us to take those 2 loads of ice up to Gloucester, Massachusetts. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why are you sending me with all this ice from down here up to Gloucester, Mass? Well, we're out of storage. We have no more places to go with it. I said, well, that tells me you didn't really need this $40,000 load of ice.
Yeah.
And we went up there and unloaded in Gloucester, Massachusetts. 6 months later, they pulled it out of storage and they put it out on the tarmac and let it melt, picked up the pallets and the bags, and that was it.
Wow. Wow. Perfect example of front waste. Hey,
Exactly.
Hits is here. Good morning, Hitesh. Glad you could make it. You know, it's interesting. There's a lot of trolls on YouTube today, and one of the things that caught my eye is somebody said, y'all forgot about Epstein files. No, we haven't. But I'm going to challenge everybody. We are all expecting some huge developments when it comes to arrests. And I'm going to propose another possibility. And that other possibility is that some of these players that we thought were nefarious, and probably are, there may be a whole nother trajectory that's being approached here. And what I mean by that is we're hoping that the Hillarys and the so-ons and so forths are going to go down. What if the perspective on the Epstein file is what President Trump said it was, that it's a nothing burger? What if there's something behind that? What if the whole idea behind the Epstein files was to expose the human trafficking and the child trafficking crazy cartel that is going on around the world? What if it had nothing to do with Epstein? And I'm just throwing ideas out here. And this is something that was posed on Absolute Storm, News Treason, Joe Rambo. And there was one gal that comes on Joe Rambo's show by the name of Feisty Cat. She is brilliant. And she went through a whole litany of possibilities. And I thought it was very interesting. I'm not saying that I agree with her. I'm just saying that there may be another perspective here that, oh, wow, what was that? There may be another perspective here that is, I know, squirrel, but I just want everybody to have, there's something called neuroplasticity, which is the way your brain fires. And I think we get into certain patterns and even ruts with neuroplasticity. And when another perspective is presented to us, it's important that we at least look at it and consider it. Now, when it comes to the Epstein list, I'm not claiming I have any inside information. I'm just saying there could be a different tact, a different attack vector that's being utilized here. Alex, what do you think?
Well, I think in order to facilitate healthy neuroplasticity, most of the people in this country probably need to submit themselves for a plexandectomy first. And for those of you that don't know what a plexandectomy is, they surgically implant a piece of plexiglass in your abdomen so you can see where you're going when you've got your head up your ass. You gotta really understand you have a mass of people in this country that believed the Russia, and now that there is
That's a perfect example.
hard receipts that are out there of the who's, whens, whys, wheres, and whats, that it was all bullshit, and you still don't believe it. Well, there's nothing we can do to help you. Go get your plexandectomy. You can continue to believe MSDNC and CNN and these hit pieces, which, look at the Howard Sterns. It used to be 20 million when he was entertaining, but then he got political and he has less than 100,000. If you don't like what we're saying here, go start your own show. We appreciate everybody that is here, but I mean, common sense, people. Like, go do your research, not just regurgitate the shit you hear. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Dave?
Yeah, and there's a reason why they're not releasing that, and it's not because Trump's on it. Obviously, they're taking many major bad people down step by step by step. So be patient.
Exactly. James?
Well, Sam, I got to say that you're on point today, and eat more sweet corn for mental clarity.
Exactly. Maybe that's what it is, man. I've eaten more corn in the last 2 days than I've eaten in the last 5 years. And oh man, and I enjoyed every single bite. Every single bite. Hey, Ram5280's here over on YouTube. Hey, Ram, glad you could make it. Lisa's got her 6-shooter out over on YouTube. She's all, hey, Jim, shut it. Exactly. Let him go, Lisa. It's good. Oh my gosh, that cracks me up. All right, where are we at here? So President Trump canceled $700 million in wind projects, over $400 million of it in California, which just begs the question: what about the exposure of the close to $100 billion for the light, what do they call that? Bullet train. High speed rail. There we go. It was on the tip of my tongue. Thanks, James. So I don't know, Dave. What do you make of this thing?
Well, obviously, with all of that, a lot of this stuff is corruption, feeding fuel on the backside of the left. So they're cutting the head off the snake, little by little by little.
Exactly. Yes, Mama Bear. I know squirrels. James?
For as much money that's been put in the rail system, they've got 1,600 feet of some concrete that hasn't even been finished yet. 1,600 feet. So it's amazing. So this money, the 700 million canceled in wind projects, 435 million of it was in California. In a $47 million offshore wind project in Maryland, the president would rather see the money go to maritime, and he's looking for energy dominance. Hey, thank you. On top of that, Sam, another $716 million in a loan guarantee is being withdrawn for an offshore wind project off the shores of New Jersey. President Trump calls wind and solar projects the scam of the century.
Yeah, exactly. Alex, any thoughts? We got the Pharaoh for James. Oh, that's
I didn't see that.
Receipts follow the money, the trains, the wind, the solar. We need more efficient energy, and as much as people don't want to dig in and learn, start looking into nuclear, start looking into ways to produce energy to help our power grid not be susceptible. Like there's so many things that we could focus on. You got caught. We're taking your money away. Your grandma's sisters, brothers, cousins, uncles, nephews, side companies are defunded.
Yeah, exactly. Dave's on a roll today with the gifts. Oh, that's cracking me up. Hey, Tim Labs over YouTube said, Happy Labor Day, everybody. Happy Labor Day to you too, Tim. Oh, my gosh. Jason Coons is here. Well, Jeff PAP is here. Hey, Jeff. Glad you could make it. Jennifer just showed up. Hi, Jennifer. All right, let's see. Oh, nice safari hat, James. Dave is lighting you up like a Christmas tree today.
I joined his party the other night. I tried to take him from 400 or 500 points, and he I think he finished the competition a little over 121,000. So this might be a little payback.
Really?
Payback.
Wow.
Yeah.
What kind of competition was it, Dave?
It was just a box deal, and there was a guy on there that had some kind of backfield. She threw 3 lines, wasn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
Like 75,000 in itself.
Wow.
I
Did you win the
couldn't
competition?
compete. No.
Oh, really? With that much?
$1,500 later, I couldn't support myself, so I had to give in.
How long do those last, Dave?
45 minutes, I'd say, something like that.
Okay. Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I had to go to bed sucking my thumb. It wasn't good.
I kept texting him, stop it.
He spent 1,500, but only 750 of it made it to Dave's pocket. So
Exactly. Hey, Scotty Too Hot, he just made it. Hey, Scotty. All right, so let's see here. We got to do sponsor announcements. So I shouldn't say we got to. We get to do sponsor announcements. So as everyone knows, Mike Lindell, the man is a legend, to say the least. If you go to mypillow.com and you use the discount code SAM, you'll get up to 80% off. He's still got his percale sheets on sale, $28.99, I think it is, and any size, any color. If you need some pillows, if you need some stuff around the house, get them from Mike. He's been working his butt off to save America. Least we can do is throw him some business, and it also benefits this channel. And then we have Neil Naturopathic. If you want to get rid of your dandruff, grow hair, and do it without chemicals and toxins, go to neilnaturopathic.com. Use the discount code SAM20, that's SAM20, and you'll get 20% off your order. And, of course, Dr. Peter Glidden. Dr. Glidden is a stalwart when it comes to health and wellness. If you go to my website, click on the Dr. Glidden button, it'll take you to his website. Use the code SAM, and you'll get a 30% discount on everything he has to offer. Also, use the code SAM to get his new book, and you'll get a 10% discount. And then, Alex, what about cyber security?
risktooltech.com. The trolls. Oh, my God. Okay.
See, I'm not the only one, you guys, that gets the squirrels. Alex does, too.
I get squirreled because, like, the things that they say, it bends my mind how in whatever universe you exist in that you think it's okay to say these things. Like, where is your morality, decency, like, as a human being? Like, I wasn't raised that way. Anyway, risktooltech.com. Risk Tool Technologies, more than 20 years experience now helping organizations lower their cybersecurity footprint. Reach out to us today, risktooltech.com.
Great. Thank you, Alex. SM Cloud just showed up. Hey, SM Cloud and Wendy J. Carrot Top. Classic. B Ravens 2025 is here. James, what's that?
I saw it was trying to pay attention to the comments as I was making my military report. This is part of the $2.2 billion of illegal drugs. That's the Coast Guard cutter Hawthorne right there, and that's what they're offloading into Port Everglades in Florida. That's all the drugs that they seized on the water.
Wow. Wow.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
No kidding. Wow. Hey, ISE just made it. ISE 3, I should say. Good morning, ISE. D said ignore them. I know the trolls are on point today on TikTok as well. Usually we don't get that many on TikTok.
We can fight back with pictures like that.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly. It's a great call, James. Excellent. All right, let's see here. What do we have next? We have, so this is interesting. John Harold, who also goes by Patel Patriot. The Army has been swearing in senior executives of tech companies into the Army Reserve as direct commissioned officers. He said, quote, the Army calls the program to recruit Silicon Valley executives Detachment 201, the Army's Executive Innovation Corps. James, what do you make of that?
I've got a lot to say about that, actually. Detachment 201 is basically a program that directly leverages the expertise of senior technologists from a private sector, offering a unique path to a military service, bridging the commercial and military divide. And I think that these people that are atop of Silicon Valley, or they're basically Alex 2.0, these people come on board with the U.S. military to offer what they know, and they basically escape years and years of underrank or whatever training because they already have it. It's basically, if you go to college and you graduate West Point, you're a lieutenant.
Yeah, that's another thing. What I've noticed over the years, there's so many gentlemen that are older, like myself, that have just tons of experience, and they get pushed to the side, whereas they could bring them in as consultants and they can learn from them. And I think hopefully that's what's happening with the Army. Dave, what do you make?
If you and Alex want to go to the military, I can probably make a phone call and you guys could maybe go in as full bird colonels.
Oh, that would be cool. I would do that in a heartbeat. That's one thing I do regret in my life is I never served. I would jump at an opportunity like that. Dave, it looks like the future's so bright you're wearing sunglasses.
It's pretty bright out here on the deck at the cabin, but no, you can't replace experience. That's for darn sure across the board. That carries you so much further ahead on experience, plain and simple.
100%. Hey, Kimmer, thank you for all the gifts. Oh, nice butterfly face. John Gwynn coming in hot. Alex, what do you make of this?
You're fired.
That's it? Okay. And you know what else is interesting that the guys over at News Treason and Absolute Storm were talking about? There are JAG officers that have been brought in to Washington, D.C. And it's obviously not Washington, D.C. anymore. But why are judge advocate generals being brought in to Washington? Very interesting question.
He's taking over the entire country with the military. We're all going to be in a communist dictator country. Oh, my God.
I know. The reeing is off the charts.
Well, I can tell you why, Sam. If we're under martial law, it's a shortcut. We don't have to go through the civilian world. We don't have to take the time and take the time of the civilian world. The military operates at a hasty schedule, and it's in, out, you're done. Next. And that's just exactly how they operate. And to bring JAG officers in to circumvent the political system or the civilian system, it's much faster.
Right. And if I am right in the continuity of government and devolution, that's exactly what's happening. Dave? Dave, can you take a break just for a second for the gift so you can say something?
I agree wholeheartedly on that. That is the case. Everything you guys just talked about is exactly dead on.
Yeah.
Dead on the money.
2 weeks now that DC has been cleaned up. No carjackings, no murders. Restaurants are at record level reservations. New restaurants are opening.
It's so upsetting.
I mean, that sounds so freaking communist dictator to me that I'm beside myself.
Exactly.
And Chicago, get ready. They're coming. Plain and simple.
Yeah, exactly. And California and Oregon. Yeah, exactly. So once again, the federal judges saying that a federal appeals court, that most of President Trump's tariffs are illegal. I mean, if you've got the executive, the judicial, and the legislative branch under nefarious control, which they were, I don't believe they are anymore, but what other organization that predates those three branches of government has to be brought in order to figure it out? That's right, the military. Alex?
When you have armed military attacking Americans on American soil, that's martial law.
You know what? Don't break the law, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. 100%. James?
Well, it's interesting. I think that these judges that actually get conned into making a ruling, I don't believe they have a powder actuated weapon held to their head to make these judgments or in these rulings. I think that that's their call for early retirement. Why would you want to have early retirement behind bars?
Yeah, exactly. Dave?
And I think the Supreme Court will be stepping in here this week. In my opinion, they'll have to. So
exactly.
And Trump's pushing it. Trump's pushing it on Truth Social.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's pushing a lot of stuff on Truth right now. Well, everywhere, really.
Right.
All right. Let's see here.
I'm just going to put the prediction out now. Everything we've seen in the last 7 months, I don't think any of it's going to hold a candle to what we're going to see happen this month in September.
I think you're right. Hey, Tina Kelly says, hi, guys. Hi, Tina, over on YouTube. Glad you could make it. All right, let's see here. Man, these chats are moving so fast, I'm having trouble keeping up. Scotty Too Hottie said, I welcome them in California. Yeah, you and me both, Scotty, 100%. And I can't wait to see it hit the mainstream media and all of these people and there's not that many, but the ones that are liberal here in California, they're already losing their minds. I can't wait to see what kind of reeing there's going to be when that happens. It's going to be exciting. All right. So China accelerating their coal plant commissioning at a 9-year high. But wait a minute. What about solar panels and wind turbines and green energy? James, what do you make of it?
It's interesting that they're taking this posture. I think they're gearing up as well for a huge increase in production of electricity, primarily for tech. As we talk about around here, BlackRock and Blackstone buying up energy companies and going to places right where these the energy companies say, hey, we've had a 50% increase in our income over the last 2 years. So China is trying to answer that. The interesting part about what they're building is they're building a 95 gigawatt center, and it's a new coal power facility, and that's enough to power Europe 2 times over. China is realistically only using 50% of their coal power. Power shortages in 2020 and 2022 revealed issues in inflexible grid management and limited availability of power plants when demand spiked due to extreme weather or elevated energy-intensive economic activity compounded by coal shortages.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we all know that. I don't even know what the percentages are. I think it's less than 2% of energy generated here in America is wind and solar? 2 or less than 10%? It's a small number.
It's less than 10.
Yeah. Interesting. Jennifer De Palma over on YouTube said, what is going to happen? Well, I'm not sure what you're asking about, Jennifer, but give me some more in the chat. What was that, Alex?
So Sean Ryan did an interview a while back with a young man named Isaiah Taylor. I recommend that if you're interested in the energy sector and want to understand a true picture of what the American power grid looks like, what other countries are doing, where coal fits in, where nuclear fits in. This kid dropped out of high school at 16, right? And is now a nuclear, it's crazy. Wonderful story. But what he talks about and how he lays out how bad a shape that the United States power grid is in. He talks about what percentage is wind, what percentage is solar, how efficient is it in comparison to the cost thereof. but he is responsible now for building micro nuclear reactors that are about the size of a tractor trailer, and one of them would power a city of 15,000. So if you drop these rurally in multiple rural places, it starts to build out its own independent power grid that's not dependent. So if one went down in one city, the other cities could reroute. It's fantastic. Isaiah Taylor on Sean Ryan. This answers a lot of questions. Brilliant young man, and in an incredible interview, the things that they talk about and how nuclear really is clean, right? The regulators and the regulation to be able to make things happen. So we've only brought on, I think it was 2 in the last nuclear facilities in the last 40 plus years, whereas places like Russia and China have brought on board like 20. Like it's all the regulations and all the fear mongering around what we're doing here in the States has really put us behind the 8 ball in comparison to what the rest of the world is doing. Even if we built all of the power plants that are online to be built right now, by the time the AI data centers come online, the AI data centers will be consuming more electricity than the entire United States uses and produces added together. Like it's something that we have to figure out quickly.
Right. And that's not to mention the possibility of Tesla energy, 0 point energy, anti-rabbinic technology. I mean, the list goes on and on. Hey, Calvin Lee, thank you for all the gifts. Kimmer, thank you. Chicken Lady J, thank you so much. Laura McCrary, thank you. Or McCray, excuse me. Thank you for the gifts.
And Alex, don't you think there's a plan in place for that? They have to be. There has to be.
I think they're working towards it. He is scheduled to bring online one of the first prototype reactors that he's talking about. And he really talks about how nuclear is safe and at a smaller scale than these big, massive, ridiculous facilities. Like we've talked about this multiple times. Scott Hendricks over on YouTube is concurring. He said, I saw that kid, pretty smart. There are other ways for us to do things. The problem has become in this country that the politicians and the APACs and the special interest money and regulations and all of these things make it so freaking ridiculous to do anything that you can't get anything done. Therefore, we sit stagnant. And that's by design. They don't want us to be innovating. They don't want us to be producing. They don't want us to be the leading steel manufacturer. They don't want us to be the leading chip manufacturer, because that threatens their relationships with the money that they're getting paid in other countries to keep us slowed down.
Exactly.
And talk about coal, the top 5, India, China, Australia, Russia, United States. The United States has almost twice as much coal than China does.
Wow. Hey, Full Metal Jacket made it. Hey, Full. Glad you made it, brother. And Full Metal Jacket puts out some really good stuff, you guys. You should give him a follow over on TikTok. He's on top of it. Brooke said so much hidden tech. It's so true. Very much true. Kelly Thurman just showed up. Hi, Kelly. Let's see here. Apparently, we're being called flag boys over on YouTube. Oh, well, you know what? I've been called a heck of a lot worse than that. All right, let's see here. So the man, the badass, Tom Homan, is warning that U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Operations, ICE, will expand after Labor Day into sanctuary cities nationwide, including Seattle and Portland. Gee, I wonder where those 1 million federalized National Guard troops might be right now. James, what do you make of it?
Tommy, the man. I love that guy.
Exactly.
So, when just like in Minnesota, we had that unfortunate incident happen last week. That's basically a call to Tom Homan. He doesn't need somebody to pick up the phone. And when we see somebody in distress, especially like Portland and Seattle, I think that they're going to probably bring the machinery in, take care of the problem. He addresses the foment of violence. An ongoing protest outside the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Office in South Portland. Tom says, we're going to double and triple down. They're going to go away. I can't for the life of me understand how any group of people will challenge the United States of America, especially with the type of power that we have today in that administration. They have big biceps and they're getting ready to flex.
Yeah, 100%. Dave?
Well, he's just putting the fires out before they start, plain and simple, because that's going to be, they get painted into a corner. That's all they have.
Yeah.
So and they're going to stomp it out before it starts.
Lisa Maria said, that's right, Tom Homan, Mr. Badass. Exactly. Alex, any comment?
You don't know the power of the dark side.
I would not want Tom Holman coming after me. I'm just gonna say, like, you need to be on the right side of that man, because I'm pretty sure that most of the people that he is intending on pursuing and correcting the situation, they can't sleep at night because their dreams are invaded.
Nice.
Exactly. So we have people over on YouTube saying that nuclear is not clean. Look what happened in Japan. And you're talking about Fukushima. Now, what happened at Fukushima, you're right, was a tragedy. No question. But there are options available that can keep that from happening. And if it was to happen again, there were options that they had available to contain it that they chose not to use. So you can argue all you want about nuclear energy, and maybe there's a cold fusion that's going to be coming to light soon that would be just as powerful as nuclear. I mean, that Enron egg that we talked about, Alex, I don't know whether that's really in the offing or not, but you've got a device that's maybe a foot tall by 8 inches wide that can power a whole neighborhood, right?
I am optimistic. Go for everybody, left, right, center, middle. I don't care. Go listen to what this young man, Isaiah Taylor, has to talk about. He talks about the safety of nuclear, small scale nuclear. He talks about the containment of the spent fuel and how they encase it in a ceramic inside of a concrete, inside of it. Then they take those casks and they drop bombs on them to try to break them open, or whatever the case may be, because somebody's theories are, well, if you have all this unspent, or spent material, it's dangerous. What if our enemies targeted it? Well, there's much more efficient targets for them to spend their ordnance on than there would be trying to break open those casks. The young man is brilliant, and as he breaks down like the future of power, if we look at combustion engines, you're taking carbon and compressing it, and then it creates what? Like it's all about the hydrocarbons and how they're produced. Well, what happens when we reverse that? Because in the atmosphere already are the two pieces that we need, oxygen and carbon. What happens when we start extracting that energy from and bringing backwards? Like it's mind bending. Like, what if you've got a little cube like this that you just stick in your car and you run for 15,000 miles? Like the possibilities and the ingenuity, now that the juices are flowing and we're being allowed to be innovative again. Like, dream big. Like, my hair's standing up on my arms. It's a great interview. Go check it out. I don't care what side you're on.
Yep.
Is that the sign of excitement, Alex?
I have to thank my nephew for turning me on to it, because it's one of the Sean Ryan podcasts that I had missed. It's Isaiah Taylor. He's on Sean Ryan's podcast. The episode number, excuse me, 1 second. SRS Sean Ryan show number 219, and it was from this past summer in July. Isaiah Taylor, and it's got the word Trump in the title. Don't freak out. Trump orders nuclear expert to activate 3 reactors. Anyway, go check it out.
Timothy Travis over on YouTube said Julian Brown has invented a machine that turns plastic into fuel. Yeah, the abilities that we have at our disposal that have been hidden or purchased by large corporations and put on a shelf is mind-blowing. There is a particular government program where it's over 5,000 patents that the government has grabbed and has taken off the market. When that gets released, even if 10% of that gets released, we're talking about life-changing innovations. And I for one, am glad to see it.
Well,
James?
Sam, in the same token, with all new power that we're trying to harness and create for all the AI, all the technology that's going forward, you have to think that we're also trying to protect something like Chernobyl. We don't want a $700 billion accident, and we don't want to lose millions of people over it, or potentially hundreds of thousands. Chernobyl was the most expensive, worst nuclear accident in history ever. There's never been a disaster that's been more expensive. And I know that we have to also safeguard having disasters like that. I would just as soon see it not here, but if we have to do it, we have to do it.
Yeah.
When you look at things like Fukushima and what happened in Chernobyl, look at culturally how those people handle their worldview, world reputation. So the fact that the world might look down on them because of what was going on, thus led them to not handle things the way they should have handled it and taken care of business and gotten things under control much sooner, because that would have to involve admitting that, we have a problem, right? Like, so there's so much that plays into it. But where nuclear technology is today, think about IT, folks. 50 years ago, what type of computers were there? I mean, 256 byte was a lot of memory, right? And then we had, you have megabytes, and now we've got peta, tera, blah, 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 blah. Technology has done this. Same thing is true about the energy industry. While dumbasses are over here twiddling their thumbs about wind and solar that is not efficient from a carbon footprint and what it creates, are missing out on new technologies that are available to power the next generations. I'll stop. I'm done. Anyway.
And I also think too, Alex, in regards to that, you cannot, what we call disruptive technologies, you have to be careful. If you brought out something that would be a disruptive technology and it took oil out of play, it would crash the economy immediately. You have to roll these things out in a way that doesn't damage society. And I think that's part of the reason why it's going to take some time for this to happen. But that's just my opinion. Mama Bear said, remember the movie Chain Reaction? I'm not familiar with that one, Mama Bear. You guys ever heard of that movie?
I don't, not right off
the
top.
Doesn't come out, I don't know what it is, but I'd love to hear more about it.
I'm not in the heart of Los Angeles. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, pretty self-sufficient. For me, I'm like, rip the freaking Band-Aid off. Let's get this over with.
Right. As I'm going to be here in the black midst. Exactly. Thanks a lot, Alex.
Well, you almost burned LA down with 2 corners.
I know. Couple of quarts of cob, and I almost torched it all. Oh, my gosh. All right. So moving on to so I would like to give some honorable mentions here. Of course, Mega Dave with the finger on the move today. Benji 1959, John Gwynn, Kimmer, Mary Lees Brown, Cody, LSC. I don't know if that's ISC or LSC3. Christy B 78, Calvin, Wendy, Iowa Princess, King's Girl 1974, Jason Coons, Jess the Mess, Deb M, Joy, Vicky, Chris Romano, Rick Sr., Allie Mae, and the list goes on. Thank you all for the gifts. It's appreciated. So moving on to the last story of the day. Rudy Giuliani was in an auto accident yesterday. And that is tragic in and of itself. But what's interesting is he was hospitalized with fractured vertebrae and multiple cuts and bruises, including injuries specifically to his left arm. Now, why would they highlight the left arm? What do you make of it, Dave?
There's a lot of strange stuff about that event. I want to hear more about it. He had just stopped to help somebody in a domestic violent squabble and called 911 and was getting back on the road at that point. So need to know more about that. Just seems like some strange coincidences going on there.
Yeah, exactly. Tina Kelly on YouTube said, I'm pretty important too. I'm sure you are, Tina. Alex, what do you make of this with Mayor Giuliani?
I'm with Dave. It's a little odd that right before this, he was impacted from behind at a very high rate of speed. To me, that's a little weird. The fact that not very much prior to being rear-ended at a high rate of speed, he had stopped and assisted someone in a domestic violence scenario. Like something about all this is a little Princess Diana ish. Something.
Yeah, something's up. Yeah,
going
James.
on.
Well, Alex, I can kind of help the flames out there a little bit. The vehicle that hit his Ford Bronco was a Honda HR-V. It was a 19-year-old girl that assholed him at a high. You're right, at a high rate of speed, and her name was Lauren Kemp. So if you want to go, if you think that, I can't for the life of me think that a 19-year-old girl in a Honda HR-V is going to take on a Ford Bronco, and I don't care if it's the new one or the old one. I just, nobody's going to pay a kid to go do something like that.
Yeah.
That was just not paying attention. It probably had, the phone up to their face and, texting. It was probably something that she just didn't pay attention to, and just boom. According to Rudy Giuliani's top secret guy, or not top secret, but his guard dog, he said he's coming along. He's progressing nicely. You have to think that this was totally organic. I think that.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, the shooter in Minnesota, there's a lot of holes in that story. Now, I'm interested to see what Stormy Patriot Joe has to say, Joe Rambo, Dave over at News Treason, Absolute 1776. Those guys are the best decoders in the business now. And they haven't had time to take a look at it, but I'll be interested, and I'll bring an update on that once that happens. All right, everybody.
What did Lisa say? Thank you, James. I'm stealing that phrase. Did I say something?
You did, James. You always do. All right.
James, some medical condition or procedure, I believe, is what you said.
No, plexandectomy. That was mine.
That was yours, but James is more to the point.
Hits. Hitesh said, Sam, when is Rudy Giuliani supposed to testify in front of Congress? Didn't he have the Wiener laptop? Interesting perspective, Hits. You could be right. I mean, there's always more to these stories, and it's the old 48-hour, 72-hour rule. You got to wait and see how it plays out. All right, everybody. So that's all we have for today. Doesn't look like we're going to hit our 100,000. Oh, look at James over there trying to get. Oh, wait a minute. We just went from 98, 99. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I think it just might. Is it going to?
Boom.
Did it? No. It didn't do it yet. 99. There it is. All right. Jeez. You guys come through every single time. 100,000 likes. Incredible.
Just so all of you know, we're going to have to change around the format of things kind of on all the platforms as we gain some traction in some other places. We upset the copyright gods when we do our dancing and this and that and the other. So if you're not following us on TikTok, you will not be allowed to participate in the YMCA in future episodes. I know, bomb. But come join us on TikTok. And if you're on TikTok and you're not following us on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook. Yeah, that's it. Come see us.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Click the like, click the follow, because if we get 250,000 combined, we have 90,000 on this platform. If everybody here just went to two of the other platforms and clicked the little button that says follow, Sam is going to get his first tattoo live on the internet of an American flag.
That's true.
Wow. Not much more patriotic than that. Let's help this man out.
Exactly. All right, everybody over on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Rumble. We'll see you on Monday. We're going to be signing off there and going only on TikTok for the rest of this show. So join us again. I should say on Tuesday. Oh, and I almost forgot. We have a very special guest that's going to be joining us a week from today on the show. I'm not going to say who it is yet because there's some details that need to be worked out. But everybody is going to be stoked when they find out who's coming on a week from today. Anyway, that's it for that there. All right.